The day is finally here. We're going to find out what the Galaxy S25 Edge is all about. I'm here in New York for a briefing and content capture, and I'm going to bring you along with me as I learn more about this phone, finally. This is Samsung's newest phone. It is super lightweight. It's 5.8 millimeters thick and 163 grams, which is 1 gram more than the baseline S25, but it has that larger 6.7-inch display, just like the S25 Plus. Now, the biggest questions you probably have are related to camera and battery and storage. So let's start off with the camera. We've got a 200 megapixel wide camera and a 12 megapixel ultra wide on the back. Then we flip to the front, we've got a 12 megapixel camera on the front as well. And now for battery life. You have a thinner device, but you also just want it to last you all day. This has a 3,900 milliamp hour battery, which Samsung says will last you all day. I look forward to testing that. This phone supports wireless charging up to 15 watts. It's got a titanium frame, which should help with that durability and that lightness. The display is a Corning Gorilla Glass Ceramic 2, and the back is a Gorilla Glass Victus 2. This has the same IP rating as the rest of the S25 series. The Galaxy S25 Edge comes in 3 colors: icy blue, silver, and jet black. And in terms of power, this is packing a Snapdragon 8 Elite chip for Galaxy to power all those Galaxy AI features that Samsung really wants you to use. For storage, you've got 12 gigabytes of RAM and either 256 or 512 gigabytes of internal storage. So if you're like me, you're probably thinking, okay, cool, it's a thin phone, but I'm just gonna slap a case on it anyway. Well, of course, Samsung has thought of that. So they showed us this clear case that they have here. And when I slap it on, it still looks pretty thin. It feels nice and light. So it's good that there's still a minimal option here for that. So let's compare the S25 Edge to the S25 baseline. Put them side by side here so you can see the difference in thickness. The S25 Edge obviously has that larger 6.7-inch display. And speaking of 6.7-inch displays, let's compare it to the S25 Plus. And this is really where you can see that difference because they've got the same height, but different thickness. Now, Samsung is really emphasizing that this is their thinnest S-series device, but it's not thinner than the Galaxy Z Fold when that is opened. So I'm really excited to actually use this out in the real world. The 2 biggest things I want to know is how does the camera perform, and then how does the battery life perform too? Will this really last me all day without worrying about having to recharge? So we'll see. Let's talk about how this device feels. I think the biggest thing for me is that it feels light. That struck me more than how thin it is, because I think you might not necessarily register just how skinny it is until you compare it to a different device. But really that lightweight feel is the biggest thing. I also really like that 6.7-inch display. I think that's the biggest selling point of the S25 Plus, but you get that same size display, but in this lighter form factor, which is fantastic. The other really cool thing is that the camera bumps are not ridiculously obtrusive. They're there, obviously, but it's nothing that makes me feel like, oh, that's gonna be obnoxious when I'm trying to just go for a really thin, light device to just slip into my pocket. And then we're gonna talk about durability for a second here. If I try to bend it a little bit without getting in trouble, it doesn't feel like it's going to snap in my hands, which is great. So hopefully you put this in your back pocket and you don't have to worry about it accidentally turning into a foldable. The Galaxy S25 Edge is available for pre-order now, and it'll arrive on May 30th. This will cost you $1,100. So Samsung clearly believes that thin is in, but what do you think? Let us know in the comments if you're interested in buying your own Galaxy S25 Edge.